Hi guys, welcome back to my XPS guide. Now I'm gonna review Seaside Nichol, and yeah, he is a buffer like you know, so let's compare him to Ramza and Delita because yeah, I know Delita is not a buffer, but yeah, he is support character, same like Seaside Nichol. And for a support or buffer, the most important stat is I think health, MP, defense, and spirit. And if you take a look on Seaside Nichol, his health is not the best, okay? Only 20% boost if he equip his Trustmaster. But for MP, he can get massive 80%, which is pretty good. And yeah, for Seaside Nichol, magic stats is also important because he is also a mage hybrid. So 80% is kinda low in my opinion because top tier mage on 7 stars get about 150%. So yeah, not that good. And other than defense and spirit, his water resist already good. Okay, he has innate 30%, so if you bring him into the battle like Leviathan, he can survive quite good on that battle. But again, that's maybe useless because you probably use an AoE magic tank. And for 7 stars, he has 10% MP regen if you equip his Trustmaster reward, which is pretty good. You want to be able to use your buff whenever you want. Okay, so this huge MP regen will help you to regulate your MP. And yeah, he gets 20% bonus stats from your Esper, so maybe it's only a little bit but still useful. For resist, he has silence, which is good because he also learned magic, sleep, paralyze, and petrify, so he can almost always act in the battle, except maybe when he was confused. But the best is the charm resist because charm resist is not easy to get. Okay, you need to get 2 Rinoa STMR to make one character resist against charm, and it is also important because Seaside Nichol able to cure charm on all your allies, so having resistance on charm is really important for him. And yeah, I have said his magic may be not that high, but it is still nice, okay, because he has 50% equipment magic boost whether he dual wield or single wield any weapon, so pretty good. Remember that he is a backup mage, so not a main mage, so yeah, no need to too hard on him, okay, because he is support first, mage second. Enough about stats. Now let's take a look on his abilities. So his first ability category is Lifeguard. So this Lifeguard ability can be cast twice even on his 6 stars form, so pretty good, right? The best ability I think is Shade. This will mitigate damage taken by 30%, so it is ordinary number, I mean average number on this day, but this one combine it with defense and spirit buff 100%, so pretty good. For Microsoft Nichol, you need to cast Soulful Stance and Impregnable Stance. I know that this shit doesn't increase your attack and magic, but really I think depends on your party. Attack and magic buff may be not needed because let's say right now 7 stars attackers, or I mean 7 stars physical attackers or magical attackers almost always able to buff themselves. For example, Hyo able to buff himself using Way of the Void, and Seabreeze Darkfina able to buff herself using Summer Friend, or I forgot the name, okay? So attack and magic buff maybe not that necessary, depends on your party. So the next Lifeguard skill is 2500 health recovery, which is good, and you can also restore your MP by 40. It is same like magical stance of Microsoft Nichol, so yeah, I think they are kind of similar on this department. Remember that Microsoft Nichol able to make your party regen their health using Soulful Stance, so yeah, there's also one of the advantage of Microsoft Nichol. Other than those buff, he also able to buff your fire, light, and ice, and water resist, so it is a little bit different compared to Microsoft Nichol. Which one better? Depends on your situation. And yeah, finally, the last on 6 stars, I mean, is the 200% faster LB fill rate. So this one definitely superior than Microsoft Nichol, because I know Microsoft Nichol able to buff your attack by 130%, if I'm not mistaken, but the LB fill rate only 150%, while this one is 200%, which is pretty high and useful. And on 7 stars, he gets another lifeguard skill, Revitalizer. This will remove all the buffs from yourself. This one is really good because you will see later one of his cooldown abilities why this one is really good. The next category is Diver ability. So Diver is his offensive abilities. The good thing is Waterfall, able to imperil water resist, and Ice Cycle can imperil ice resist. So those are only for imperil. Okay, you learn those skills at 6 stars. So on 6 stars, his offensive abilities are not maximum, because the real offensive abilities you will learn is on the 7 stars form. Submersion, 3.6 times water magic damage, and Regulation, ice magic damage to all enemies. These two skills can be chained with their black magic. So Submersion can be chained with Flood, and Regulation can be chained with Freeze. So right now, for Freeze only, maybe if I'm not mistaken, only Mediana who has that magic, so he doesn't have many chaining partner. But for Submersion, you have Seabreeze, Darvina, so yeah, he has chaining partner. And also the 4 stars Summer Luca, if I remember correctly, also able to cast this kind of ability. So he has chaining partner, which make him really versatile, okay, to multiply your finisher damage. Other things that make him really good is his barrier skills. So this barrier skills cannot be cast twice, but the effects are really good. The first, Sunblock and Sunscreen, this affect one ally, okay, so it will give you 40% physical or magic damage mitigation for 3 turns, and increase defense or spirit by 130%. So yeah, pretty good. It also removes defense and spirit break. Why this one is pretty good? Okay, because let's say you already have give your tanker AoE tank 30% general mitigation. With this one, remember that this buffs stack with general mitigation. So your tank gonna take very little damage. But I know that you can only bring one type of AoE tank, okay? I mean, only one AoE tank can be active per turn. In that case, next 2 abilities gonna be useful, Sandcastle and Foam. This will give your party physical or magic damage mitigation. Why this one is good? Because just consider this, guys. Only one AoE tank can be active per turn. So if you already use magic tank, then your magic tank gonna cover all magic's attack from the enemies. So your party gonna be safe. But what about AoE physical damage? It is quite dangerous, right? But with this skill, you also give all allies 30% physical or magic mitigation, so they can survive from that magic or physical attack which not protected by your AoE tank. It also gives you 1000 health barrier. So I think this skill is really good. Okay, so in Japan, actually I don't play the Japan version, but yeah, even without this Seaside Nichol, they can survive pretty well using Microsoft Nichol and tanker like Wilhelm and Awakened Rain. So if you have this Seaside Nichol on your side, okay, you gonna have much easier time to survive against enemy trial because of this different type of damage mitigation. Now for his cooldown abilities, the first one is single consumption. So this will steal attack, defense, magic, spirit breaks, and elemental imperils from all allies except yourself. Of course, why do you need to do that? Okay, because if you steal it from yourself, you're still gonna get the debuff. And it will grant you 2000 health barrier. Why this one is good? Remember that I have said that he has Lifeguard Revitalizer, so he can remove all type of debuff from himself. So this is good because let's say you get Elemental Imperil. Usually Elemental Imperils are really hard to remove, okay? You need to use the Spell God trick, or yeah, actually you can only use the Spell God trick, okay, from what I know. But with this, you can simply use this cooldown abilities to steal the Elemental Imperil, and then on the next turn, you gonna use that Revitalizer to remove them all. Also, using this will give you 2000 health barrier, so this will make his survivability really good on the turn when he steals the debuff from all allies. So pretty good skill. The next cooldown is Summer Vesta. This not steal, okay, but it will remove all debuffs from all allies. So this take the single consumption to the next level. So you should use this one instead of single consumption when both of these cooldown skills available. Very, very good. So he also has many useful skills, okay? First is, yeah, he able to cure charm to all allies, okay? He also able to add water element to physical attack to one ally, okay? So let's say you use Hyo. One of Hyo's weakness is he cannot, not cannot, okay? His potential is kind of limited because he needs to use one-handed greatsword for elemental attack, because there are no two-handed elemental greatsword. But with Seaside Nichol on your party, you can take advantage of the water attack. But remember, Hyo himself doesn't able to imperil water resist, so maybe you need to bring someone who able to do that. But still, it gives you a possibility to elemental chain using two-handed greatsword. But yeah, this skill may be not special if you have Maritime Strategist Nichol ready for his 7 stars form, because he also able to do this later on his 7 stars. And Seaside Nichol also able to use dual cast, but I think his magic selections are not that good. Sure, he has Water Jar, Blizzard Jar, and Flood, but I have mentioned before, his Diver skills are also able to do the same thing. So you may don't want to use this, okay? But yeah, I just talk about it. And now for his LB, okay? So his LB is, I think, it is quite good, okay? Because it gives you insane 170% defense and spirit boost. I know that you may say again, what you don't include attack and magic buff? Again, I said depends on your party. Attack and magic buff may be not needed. And I think survivability is number one. You need to pay attention. So I really love this Seaside Nichol LB more than Microsoft Nichol LB. It also grants you 3000 health barrier. So yeah, pretty good. Ice and water resist are nice, but maybe kinda niche. And yeah, pretty good, especially with his 200% faster LBV rate. You can use this LB very often in a battle. Enough about abilities. Now let's talk about his equipment. So for his equipment, I think it is easy, okay? Simply focus on building his magic. I cannot say the same thing about Microsoft Nichol, because Microsoft Nichol doesn't have any good black magic. Sure, he also has Water Jar and Blizzard Jar, but I think those two are not the best magics. What I mean by good magics is, by Seaside Nichol, is he can chain with Flood and Freeze, so it is better to max out his magic, okay? MP is still important for Microsoft Nichol, but remember that his support abilities cost less MP than Microsoft Nichol. Okay, so for Microsoft Nichol, Soulful Stance and Impregnable can cost you 150 MP. But for himself, he can cast that Lifeguard Shade and lifeguard refreshment, and you only, yeah, basically you only take 24 MP on that turn. So yeah, his MP pool is much better than Microsoft Nichol, so you don't need to pay attention that much on his MP regen. So yeah, simply focus on magic stats so you can you can deal more damage to the enemy. Enough of the equipment. My conclusion for Seaside Nichol. Okay, so I don't play the Japan version, but I have taken a look on the 7 stars Microsoft Nichol abilities, and I can say this. Okay, Seaside Nichol, in my opinion, is better than Microsoft Nichol. Okay, because you may, again, some of you may still say, what? Are you dumb? Seaside Nichol cannot buff your party's attack and magic buff. If you are that person, then feel free to use Microsoft Nichol. But for me, the most important thing is survivability. And I can say that Seaside Nichol survivability abilities are much better than Microsoft version. And I have explained it before. If you use Hyo, Seabreeze Darkfina, and yeah, other characters, they already able to buff themselves. So let's say you bring Microsoft Nichol and you use 2 Hyo on your party. Then basically Microsoft Nichol attack and magic buff are useless because Hyo able to buff himself using Way of the Void. So what's the purpose of Microsoft Nichol, right? But I don't have Hyo. Maybe you say that. Then maybe on your case, Microsoft Nichol is better than Seaside Nichol. But for me, I really prefer Seaside Nichol. And yeah, he also able to become a backup chainer. So if you use Seabreeze Darkfina, Lulu, Mediana, then this Seaside Nichol is really good friend for them. Because that means you only need to bring 1 finisher to your party. So it saves 1 role on your party. Okay, very good. Now for his Trust Master, I don't think it is that good. Okay, because it is not bad, but again, nothing special compared to other 5 stars characters Trust Master Road. So just ordinary, I guess. And for his Super Trust Master reward, it is good, but again, it is not a rope, so maybe it is only useful for certain character, maybe for himself. Remember that by not using rope, you cannot take advantage from the Dark Bond and other similar type of abilities. But yeah, maybe that's not important for you. And I can say this, okay, Microsoft Nichol 7 stars form availability is still unknown. So I think this is his biggest advantage. Okay, so you may say, yeah, Microsoft Nichol is better. Yeah, you say maybe that's true for you, but my question for you is, when his 7 stars gonna be available? Remember that global rate is really slow. Okay, so when he will come? 5 months, 6 months, or maybe a year? Not sure. So getting Seaside Nichol may be a good thing, but again, I say this, okay, if you already have Maritime Strategist Nichol, I really don't suggest you to pull for him, because yeah, only Japan Maritime Strategist Nichol is kinda enough for most trials. So getting this Seaside Nichol may be overkill for the global, but yeah, it is all up to you. It is your lapis after all. Okay, so in the end, I give him 10++ out of 10 Baywatch Nichol. So if you are curious about his 6 stars form, I can say that his 6 stars form is also very good. Maybe he cannot become a backup chainer on 6 stars form, but still his most useful abilities, the physical magical damage mitigation and general damage mitigation, are available on his 6 stars form. So pretty good characters. Okay, so yep, I think that's all you need to know about Seaside Nichol. Thank you very much for watching. Press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Brave Exvius guide. Bye bye guys.